Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you?
It is perchance that you yourself are saved.
My poor brother. And so perchance may he be.
True, madam, and to comfort you with chance, assure yourself after our shift and split, when you and the poor number safe with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, found himself courage and hope, both teaching him the practice. For a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where like a lion on a dolphin's back, I saw him contemplating his ways so long as I could see.
For saying so, there's gold. Mine own escape unfoldeth to my hope, whereto thy speech serves to authority the like of him. Knowest thou this country?
I might as well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs him?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino? I've heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went to the place, and then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know what great ones do, the less will flatter. He can seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died. For whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the sight and company of men.
Oh, that I served that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
That were hard to compass, because she will admit no kind of suit, no, not the duke's.
There is a fair behaviour in thee, Captain, and though that nature with a beauteous wall dost oft close in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously, conceal me what I am, and be my aid to such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. Thou shalt present me as manservant to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of voice that will allow me very worth his service. What else may hap? To time I will commit. Only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his servants, and your mute I'll be. And when my tongue blabs, then let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? I'm sure care's an enemy to life.
Oh, by my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier at night. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Why let her accept before accepted?
Aye, but you must confine yourselves within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes be good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And if they be not, let them hang themselves in their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady speak of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Who? Sir Andrew Agency?
Aye, he.
He's a taller man as any in Olivia.
What's the purpose?
Why, he has 2,000 ducats a year.
Aye, and he'll have but a year in all these ducats. Oh, he's a very fool and a prodigal.
The finding, you say so. He plays the viol de gamboys and speaks 3-4 languages word for word without book. And he hath all the good gifts of nature.
Oh, he hath all indeed most natural. Oh, for besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreller. And but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarrelling, 'tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand they are scoundrels and substractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that and, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
When drinking health to my niece, I'll drink to her as long as there's a passage to my throat, and drink in Olivia. He's a coward and a coitral that will not drink to my niece till his brain turn overtow like a parish top. What, wench? Castigliano Volgo, for here comes Sir Andrew Agueface.
Sir Toby's bell, chow now, Sir Toby Bell.
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, Feshroom.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew.
What's that?
My niece's lady companion.
Good Mistress Accost, I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is front her, aboard her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of Accost?
Very well, gentlemen.
And would thou let pass so, Sir Andrew, without might never draw sword again?
And to part, so, mistress, that I might ne'er draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free.
Oh, no. Thou lacks a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in thy life, methinks, unless thee see canary, put me down. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has, but I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, good night?
Pourquoi? Is that do or not do? I would I had bestowed that time in the tongue that I had in fencing and dancing and sporting. Oh, had I but followed the arts!
Then thou would have had a most excellent head of hair.
Why? Would that have mended my hair?
Past question, for thou seest it does not curl by nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does not.
Excellent. It hangs like flax on a distaff, and I hope to see a huswife take it between her legs and spin it off.
Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. For your niece will not be seen, and if she be, it's 4 to 1, she'll none of me. The Count himself here hard by woos
She'll
her.
none of the Count. She'll not match above her degree in estate, years, nor wit. Truth, there's life in it, man.
Faith, I'll stay a month longer. I'm a fellow with the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and revels, sometimes all together.
Art thou good at these Kelka shows, mate?
As any man in Illyria, whosoever he be, under the degree of my betters. And yet, I'll not compare to an old man.
What is our excellence in a Charleston, knight?
Faith, I can fight a caper.
And I can cut the mutton.
And I think I have the back trick, simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things here? Wherefore have they a person before them? Are they like to take dust, like Mistress Mal's picture? Why does thou not go to church in a foxtrot, and come home in a tango? My very walk would be a jig. Oh, not so much as make water, but in a syncopation. I did think by the very excellent constitution of thy leg it was formed under the star of a Charleston.
Aye, 'tis strong and does indifferent well in a dun-coloured stock. Shall we set about some revels?
What shall we do else? Excellent, excellent. Fire, fire!
With a do-whack-a-do-whack-a-do-wah, tonight we're gonna do our thing. With a bo-do-de-o-de-o-de-u-jar, we'll have a ding-dong-ding. I'm a king of button beauty, you're the high button beauty, gotta shake the legs together, gotta do our duty. With a do-whack-a-do-whack-a-do-wah, come on, we're gonna do our thing.
Excellent, excellent!
With a do-whack-a-do-whack-a-do-wah, tonight we're gonna do our thing. With a bo-do-de-o-de-o-de-u-jar, we'll have a ding-dong-ding. I'm a rascal at wherever I
continues these favours towards you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humour or my negligence that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant, sir, in his favours?
No, believe me.
I thank you. In comes the cat.
If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it. That surfeiting the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came on my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving over. Enough, no more. It is not so sweet now as it was before. O spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity receiveth as the sea, naught enters there. Of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high fantastic.
Will you go hunt, my lord, tomorrow?
What, for instance?
The hart.
Why, so I do, the noblest that I have. When mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That moment was I turned into a hart, and my desires like felon, cruel hounds e'er since pursue me. How now, what news from her?
So please, my lord, I may not be admitted, but from her handmaid you returned this answer. The element itself, to 7 years' heat, shall not behold her face at Tapple's view. The light of cloister she will veil walk, and water once a day her chamber round with thy offending brine. All this the season of brother's dead love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembering.
Oh, she that hath a heart of this fine frame, to pay this debt of love but to a brother. How will she love when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affections else that live in her? When liver, brain, and heart, these sovereign thrones are all supplied and filled, her sweet perfections, with one self-king.
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowest no less but all. I have unclasped to thee the book even of my most secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them, there thy fixed foot shall grow to thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as 'tis spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds, rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What's then?
Oh, then unfold to her the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in a nuncio's of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it, for they shall yet belie thy happy years to say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Some 2 or 3 attend him, all if you will. for I myself am best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a baleful strife, whoe'er I woo, myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips so wide as a bristle may enter in way of thy excuse. My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me.
All that may you be bold to say in your foolery.
God give them wisdom and habit, and those that are fools let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent. Or to be turned away, is not that as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. And for turning away, let summer bear it out.
Oh, you are resolute then.
Not so neither. I am resolved on 2 points.
That if one break, the other will hold, and if both break, your gaskins fall.
Apt in good faith. Very apt. Well, go thy way. If Sir Toby were to leave drinking, thou wert as witty a piece of Eve's flesh as any in Illyria.
Yes, you rogue, no more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely. You were best.
Oh, witten it be thy will put me into good fooling. Those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I that am sure I lack thee may pass for a wise man. For what says Cornapolus? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, gentlemen? Take away the lady.
Go to. You are a dry fool. I'll know more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna. The drink and good counsel will amend. As there is no true cuckold than calamity, so beauty's a flower. The lady bade take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Misprision in the highest degree, lady. Cucullis non facit monarchum. That's to say as there were not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Most dexterously, good Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mourn'st thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity, the better for increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for 2pence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. And I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that has no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest. I take these wise men that crow so that these set kind of fools know better than the fool Zanies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and free of disposition is to take those things for verbolts that you deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury endue thee with leasing, for thou speakst well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desires to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man and well attended.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. Spy on him. He speaks nothing but madness. Go you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I am sick or not at home. What you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and how people dislike it.
Thou hast spoke for us, Madonna, as if thy eldest son should be a fool, whose skull Jove crowned with brains for... Here he comes. One of of thy kin has the most weak here, mater.
By mine honour, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman? What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman. Oh, a plague on these pickled herrings. How now, sots?
Good Sir Toby.
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery. There's one at the gate.
Aye, marry, what is he?
Well, let him be a devil and he will. I care not. Oh, give me face, say I saw one. Oh.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool. The second mads him, and the third drowns him.
Go seek the coroner. Let him sit on my cuz, for he is in the 3rd degree of drink. He is drowned. Go look after him.
He is but mad yet, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. Now, I told him you were sick. He takes it on him to understand so much, and therefore comes to speak with you. Now, I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady, is fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and he'll say so stand at your gate like a sheriff's post and be supported to a bench, but he will speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, mankind.
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He will speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage in years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is before it is a pease cod, or a codling when it is almost an apple, 'tis with him in standing water between boy and man. He speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Go, call him hither. Call him my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Come, throw my veil over my face. We will once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honourable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me, I shall answer for her.
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I ne'er saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentleman, give me modest assurance, if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart. And yet, by the very fangs of malice, I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certainly, if you are she, you do usurp yourself. For what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it. I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It is the more like to be feigned. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
Oh, no, good swabber, I am to hull here a little longer. Some mollification for your giant, sweet lady. Tell me your mind. I am a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver, when the courtesy of it is so fearful.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am, and what I would, are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this. divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady,
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
in Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom. In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission with your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir. Such a one I was this present. 'Tis not well done.
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis in grain, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruellest she alive if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedules of my beauty, and every particle and utensil laid to my will. Item, 2 lips, indifferent red. Item, 2 grey eyes, with lids to them. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be but recompensed, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet, I supposed him virtuous. Know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, and in voices well divulged, free, learned and valiant, and in dimension and the state of nature, a gracious person. But yet, I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why, what will you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contented love, and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Halloo your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless, perchance, you were to come to me again to tell me how he takes it. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I'm no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart of flint that you shall love, and let your fervour, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, actions and spirits do give thee 5-fold blazon. Not too fast, soft, soft. Unless the master were the man, how now? Even so quickly may one catch the play. Methinks I feel this youth's perfections, with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left his ring behind him. Would I or not? Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with high hopes. I am not for him. But if that the youth were to come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reason for it. thee, Malvolio?
Madam, I will.
I do I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer of my mind. Fate, show thy force, ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone. It were a bad recompense for your love to lay anything on me.
Let me yet know if you with you are bound.
Oh, sooth, sir, my determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me that which I am willing to keep in. Therefore it charges me the rather in manners to express myself. You must know of me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Rodrigo. My father was that Sebastian of Messalline, who I know you've heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we have so ended? But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea, was my sister so drowned.
Alas, the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful, though I cannot with such estimable wonder over far believe that. Yet thus far I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir. Your bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, kill him whom you recovered, desire it not. Fare ye well at once. My bosom is full of kindness, and I am yet so near the manners of my mother that upon the least occasion more mine eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court. Else would I very shortly see thee there. But come what may, I do adore thee so that danger shall seem sport. And I will go.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance she will none of him. And one thing more, that you shall never be so hardy to come again into his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Now receive it so.
She took the ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and it is her will it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies, in your eye. If not, then be it his who finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outsides had not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that we thought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring? Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms. Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we, for such as we are made of, such we be. How will this badge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, as she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day. What thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time, thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Sir Andrew, pray. Not to be in bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. And look closer, Jerry, if thou knowest.
By my troth, I know not. But I know to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up late and to go to bed then is early. So to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. Yes. Does not our life consist of the four elements?
Faith, so they say, but I rather say it consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Moreover, I say a stoup of wine.
Here comes the food, if they.
How now, my hearts? Did you never see the picture of we three?
Welcome, ass. Now let's have a catch.
By my troth, the fool hath an excellent breast. I had rather than 40 shillings I had such a leg, and so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has.
Go on, here's a sixpence for you. Now let's have a song.
And there's a testrel of me too. If one
Would you have a love song or a song of good
A
life?
love song, a love song.
Aye, what care I for good life?
Thank you. Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting, journeys end in lovers meeting. Every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent, good.
What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Useless stuff will not endure. What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Useless stuff will not endure. Oh, useless stuff will not endure.
True knight,
A contagious breath.
very sweet, and contagious. It's so.
To hear by the nose, it is dulcet and contagious. But shall we make the Wilkin dance indeed? Shall we rouse a night owl in a cap? Shall we do that?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Nightingales at night, I think who's do it.
Let's do it. Let's fall in love. I've had that geese do it.
Cocks, do it.
Ostriches and very fancy frocks, do it.
Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
Bailey, lady. Oh, sweet and lovely lady, be good. Oh, lady, be good to me.
Missionary the nice and admirable fooling.
Aye, he does well enough if so disposed, but so do I too. He does it with better grace, but I do it more naturally.
Dance, 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 little lady, youth is fleeting to the rhythm beating in your mind.
My masters, are you mad? What are you? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinklers at this time of night? Make an alehouse of my lady's house, and she squeak out your coziest catches without any mitigation or remorse of voice. Is there no respect of person's place nor time in you?
We did keep time, sir, in our catches. Stick up!
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbours you as her kinsman, she is nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanours, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it will please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear heart, to right must needs be gone.
His eyes do show his days on almost
But I will never die.
Sir Toby, they will lie.
That's ready to
Shall I bid him go?
What am if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, 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 you dare not.
Out of tune, sir. You lie. Art thou any more than a steward? Dost thou think because thou art virtuous that there shall be no more cakes and ale?
And that's like the time and ginger shall be hot in the mouth too.
No, what's in the right? Go, sir, rub your chain with crumbs. Priority, scoop of wine.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favour at anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this hand.
Oh, go shake your ears.
'Twere as good a deed to drink when a man's a-hungry as to challenge him the field, break promise with him, and make a fool of him.
Doing right. Outright thee a challenge or deliver thy indignation by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the council today with my lady, she is not out of quiet. As for Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a neighbourhood and make him a common recreation, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us, tell us something of it.
Marry, sir, sometimes he's a kind of Puritan.
Oh, I thought that. I'd beat him like a dog.
Why? What would be in a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, good night.
Oh, I have no exquisite reason, but I have reason enough.
The devil, a Puritan that he is, or anything constantly but a time-pleaser. The best persuaded of himself, so crammed, as he thinks, with excellencies, that it is on his grounds of faith that all that look upon him love him. And on that vice, on him will my revenge find notable cause to work.
What will thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein, by the colour of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, and complexion, he will find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very much like my lady.
Excellent advice. Melon advice.
I have it in mine ears, too.
He shall think, by the letters that you drop, that they are from my niece and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that colour.
And your horse will now make of him an ass.
Ass, I doubt not.
Oh, 'twill be admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physic will work with him. I will plant you two, and let Signora Fabienne make the third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night, to bed. And dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night, Queen of the Amazon.
Before me, she's a good wench.
She's a beadle true bred, and one that adores me. What on't?
I was adored once too.
Bed's the bed night. Thou hast need send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I am a foul way out.
Send for more money. If thou hast her not in the end, call me Cat.
If not, never trust me.
Come, I'll go burn some sack. It's too late to go to bed now. Come, night. Come, night!
Give me some music. Now, good evening, my friends. Now, good Cesario. But that piece of song, that old and antique song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much, more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. Come, but one verse.
He is not here, so please your lordship, let him sing it.
Who was it?
Best name the jester, my lord. I thought that the lady Olivia's father took great delight in. He is about the house.
Seek him out, and play the tune the while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It gives a very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it. Young though thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favourite it loves, hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favour.
What kind of woman is't?
Of your complexion.
She is not worth thee, then. What years, Ife?
About your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven! Let still the woman take an elder than herself. So wears she to him, so sways she ever in her husband's heart. For boy, however we do praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and unfirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and won than women's are.
I think it's well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, for thy affection cannot hold the vent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas, that they are so, to die even when they to perfection grow.
Ah, fellow, come, the song we had last night. Mark it, Cesario, it is old and plain, and dallies with the innocence of love like the old age.
Are you ready, sir?
Aye, prithee sing.
Come away, death, and in sad cypress let me be laid. Fly away, breath, I am slain by a fair cruel maid. My shroud of white stuck all with you, oh prepare it, my part of death no one so true did shed it. Not a flower sweet, on my black coffin let there be strewn. Not a friend greet my poor corpse where my bones shall be crushed. 1,000 sighs to say, lay me on where sad true lover never finds my grave. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 11 weeks, 12 weeks, 13 weeks, 14 weeks, 15 weeks, 16 weeks, 17 weeks, 18 weeks, 19 weeks, 20 weeks, 21 weeks, 22 weeks, 23 weeks, 24 weeks, 25 weeks, 26 weeks, 27 weeks, 28 weeks, 29 weeks, 30 weeks, 31 weeks, 32 weeks, 33 weeks, 34 weeks, 35 weeks, 36 weeks, 37 weeks, 38 weeks, 39 weeks, 40 weeks, 41 weeks, 42 weeks, 43 weeks, 44 weeks, 45 weeks, 46 weeks, 47 weeks, 48 weeks, 49 weeks, 50 weeks, 51 weeks, 52 weeks, 53 weeks, 54 weeks, 55 weeks, 56 weeks, 57 weeks, 58 weeks, 59 weeks, 60 weeks, 61 weeks, 62 weeks, 63 weeks, 64 weeks, 65
pains.
No pain, sir. I take pleasure in singing.
I'll pay thy pleasure then.
Truly, sir, and pleasure will be paid, one time or another.
Give me now leave to leave thee.
Now the melancholy God protect thee, and the tailor make thy double to changeable taffeta. Thy mind is a very opal. I would have men of such constancy put to sea, that their business might be everywhere, and their intent everything. For that is it that makes a good voyage of nothing. Farewell.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands. The parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her, tell her, I hold as giddily as fortune. But 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her in, attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir.
I cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her, you tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman besides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite. No motion of the liver but the palate, that suffer surfeit, cloyment, and revolt. But mine is all as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare between that love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
Aye, but I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter love a man. As it might be, perhaps, were I woman, I should your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment, like a worm in the bud, feed on her damaged cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Is not this love indeed? We men say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will. Still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too. And yet, I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme. Do her in haste, give her this jewel. Say, my love can give no place. Bide no delay.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Would thou not have the niggling rascal sheep biter come as a notable check?
Oh, and it's on, man. You know, he brought me out of favour with my lady about...
Here comes the little villain. How now, my desolate infant?
Get you all three into the box tree!
Box tree?
Malvolio's coming down this walk. He hath been yonder in sun practising behaviour to his own shadow this half hour. Oh, observe him for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close, no jesting! Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with the tickling.
'Tis but fortune. All is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near, that should she fancy, it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think?
He's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace. Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advanced plume.
Slight, I could so beat the rogue. Peace, I say.
To be Count Malvolio.
Oh! Pistol him, peace.
Peace.
There is example for it. The lady of the straight tree married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fie on him, Jezebel.
Oh, peace. Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
You're having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state.
Fire and brimstone.
Oh, peace.
Calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone.
Peace, now.
And then to have the humorous state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place as I would they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman Toby.
Bolts and shackles.
7 of my people make out for an obedient start for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up my watch or play with my some rich jewel. Toby approaches and curtsies there to me.
And does not Toby take you a blow of the lips?
I extend my hands to him thus, saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me upon your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Outstand.
Patience, we break the sinews of our plots.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, I warrant you.
One, Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas I, for many do call me fool.
What employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, peace, and the spirits of humourers intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life, this be my lady's hand. This be her very seized, her use, and her tease. And thus makes she her great peace. It is in contempt of question her hand.
Her sees, her use, her tease. Why that?
To the unknown beloved this, and my good wishes. Her very phrases. By your leave, my hands. Soft. And the impressure, her lucrative which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This whimsy, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move, no man must know. No man must know. And what follows? Her number's altered. No man must know. Why, this should be thee, Malvolio.
Marry handy Brock.
I may command where I adore, but silence like a luckless knife, with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
A fustian riddle.
Excellent wench, say I.
M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
Oh, I
Nay,
may.
but first, let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
He's now in a cold set.
Malvolio, M, where that begins my name.
Did not I say you would work it out? The cur is excellent at faults.
M. But then there is no consonancy in the sequel that suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
I'll cudgel him and make him cry. Oh.
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and had you an eye behind you, you might see more detraction at your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. Now this simulation is not as the former, and yet to crush this a little it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft, here follows spirit. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I'm above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hand, let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to allure thyself to what thou art like to be, pass thy humble sloth and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, sturdy with servants. Let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. She thus advises thee, that sighs for thee. Oh! Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wish to see thee cross-gartered. I say remember. Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, Let me see the steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would order services with these signs. The fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I would be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devise, the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites me to this, that my lady loves me. Tweet, tweet, tweet. She did commend my yellow stockings of late, and wished to see thee cross-gartered. And in this she manifests herself to my love, and with a kind of injunction drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove, and my stars be praised. Cuckoo. Who is ever postscript? Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling, for thy smiles become thee well. Therefore, in thy presence still smile, dear my sweet-eyed privy. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything thou would have me.
I would not give my part of this for the protection of thousands.
I can marry the wench for this device.
So could I too.
And lost no other dowry but such another jest.
Nor I neither.
Here comes thy noble gull catcher.
Oh, will thou set thy foot on my neck?
Or am I either?
Will I become thy bond slave?
Or I either.
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image leaves him, he must run mad.
Oh, nay, but say true. Does it work on him?
Like ankle veto with a midwife.
Oh, if you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a colour she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests, and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable content. Oh, if you will see it, follow me!
To the gates of Tartar, the most excellent devil at wit!
I'll make one too!
Yeah!
Present mirth hath present laughter, what's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty, then come kiss me sweet and 20, useless stuff will not endure.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, sir, the Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool till she be married. And fools are as like husbands as pilchers are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. I'm indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at the Count Orsino's.
Foolery, sir, doth walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry that the fool should be as up with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw thy wisdom there.
Nay, and now pass upon me, I'll no more with thee. Hold, there's expenses for thee.
Now Job and his next commodity of hair send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I'm almost sick for one, though I would not have it grow upon my chin. Is thy lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bred, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
I would play Lord Pandros of Phrygia to bring precedent to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
My lady is within. I will constant to her whence you come. Who you are, and what you would are out of my welkin. I might say elements, but the word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons, and the time, and like the haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labour as a wise man's art, for folly that he wisely shows is fit, but wise men, folly fallen, quite takes their wit.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Dieu vous garde, monsieur.
Et vous aussi, votre serviteur.
I hope, sir, you are, and I am yours. Will you encounter the hand? My niece is desirous you should enter. If your train be with her.
I am bound to your niece, sir. I mean, she is the list of my voyage. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
That youth's a rare courtier. Rain odor as well.
My matter hath no voice, lady, but your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Odors, pregnant, vouchsafed. I'll get them all three.
Let the garden door be shut, and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never a merry while since lowly feigning was called compliment. You are servant to the Count Orsino, you.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not of him. For his thoughts, would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to wet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
I begged you never speak of him again. But if you were to undertake another suit, I would rather have you to solicit that than music from the string.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did hear, a ring in chasing you. So did I abuse myself, my servants, and I fear me you. Under your hard construction must I sit, to force this upon you in shameful cunning, which you knew none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine honour at the stake, and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts a tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom hides my heart, so let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That is agree to love.
No, not a gride, but as vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why, methinks 'tis time to smile again. O world, how apt the poor are to be proud. But if one should be the prey, how much the better to fall before the lion and the wolf. The clock upgrades can be a waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. But yet, when wit and youth has come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You're nothing, madam, to my lord by me.
Say, I prithee, tell me what thou thinkst of me.
That you do think you are, not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of spring, by my maidhood truth, honour, and everything, I love thee so, the more all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause. For rather reason thus than reason better. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth. I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Nevermore will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet, come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now abhors, to like his love.
Marry, I saw your niece do more favours to the Count's serving boy than ever she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
But did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her toward you.
Slight, will you make an ass of me?
I'll prove it legitimate, sir. She did show favour to the youth in your sight, only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valour, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent jest, fire new from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hands, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time to wash off, and you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt, either of valour or policy.
And anyway, it must be with valour. The policy I hate.
Now why then? Build me thy fortunes on the basis of valour. Challenge me the court youth to a fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in a man's commendation with a woman than a report of valour.
There's no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go, write it in material hand. Be cursed and brief, and no matter how witty. So be eloquent and full of invention. Taunt him with the license of ink, and let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thy writing with a goose pen. Go about it.
Where shall I find you?
We'll call it thy cubiculum. Go!
This is a dear mankin to you, Sir Toby.
I'd be dear to him, lad. Some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it.
Never trust me then, and by all means stir on the youth to an answer. But I think Oxon and Wainwright could not hail them together. For Andrew, if he were open and you find so much blood in his liver as would clog the foot of the flea, I think the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth, bears in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Look where the youngest friend of 9 comes.
If you desire the spleen and will laugh yourselves into stitches, follow me. Oh, yon gull Malvolio has turned heathen, a very renegado, for there is no Christian that means to be saved by believing rightly, can ever believe such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stockings.
And cross-garters.
Oh, most villainously. I have dogged him like his murderer. He does obey every point of the letter I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into more lines than is in the new map with the augmentation of the Indies. Oh, you have not seen such a thing as 'tis. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. Oh, I know my lady will strike him. And if she do, he'll smile and take it for a great favour.
Come, bring us where he is.
such uncurrent pay. But were my word was as my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. What's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodger.
Oh, but I am not weary. It is long till night. I pray you, let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once in a sea fight against the Count's galleys, I did some service of such a note indeed that were I ta'en here, it would scarce be answered.
But like you slew great numbers of his people.
Ha! 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 The offence is not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality of the time and quorum might well have given us bloody argument. It might have since been answered in repaying what we took from them, which for traffic's sake most of our city did. Only myself stood out, for which if I be lapsed in this place I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here's my purse. In the south suburbs of the Elephant is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet, when you beguile the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town. There shall you have me.
Why, I, your purse.
Happily your eye shall light upon some toy you have desired to purchase. And your store, I think, is not bridal market, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more often begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil and suits well for a servant of my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He is coming, madam, but in very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come, for sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be.
Sweet lady! Ho, ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sun it is. Please one and please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
None black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hand, and command shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Will thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed! I sleep up and up.
Darling! Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request, nightingales answer doors.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great.
Huh?
Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness.
Golly!
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings,
Thy yellow stockings?
and wish to see thee cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered?
I say, remember, go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee assured still.
Why, this is very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of the Count Orsino is returned.
I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Sir Toby? Let some of my people have special care of him. I would not have have him miscarry for half of my dowry.
Oh, hell, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. But this concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to this in the letter. Cast thy humble sloth, says she. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. I have limed her. But it is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow, not Malvolio, nor after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together. There is no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no incredulous or unsafe circumstance. So what can be said? Nothing that can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove, not I is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Which way is he? In the name of sanctity, for all the devils in hell be drawn in little, and legion himself possessed him. Yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is. Here he is. How's it with you, sir? How's it with you, man?
Go off. I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Sir Toby, did not I tell you, my lady prays you have a care of him?
How does she so?
Go to, peace, peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is it with you? What man? Defy the devil! Consider he's an enemy to mankind.
You know what you say?
Nor you, and you speaking of the devil, how he takes it at heart. Pray God he be not bewitched.
How now, mistress? Did he hold my peace? This is not the way. Do you not see we move him? Let me alone with him.
No way but gentleness. Gently, gently. The fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
How now, my poorcock? How does thou? Shut up! I bid he come with me!
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers mix!
Not you, and you speaking of the devil, how he takes it at heart.
You are idle and shallow things, or not of my element. You shall know more of this hereafter.
Impossible!
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as an improbable fiction.
His very genius has taken the infection of the device, man!
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint. Why, we shall make him mad indeed. All the house will be the quieter.
Well, having in a dark room and that, my niece is already of the belief that he is mad. We may carry him thus for our pleasure and his penance till our very pastime, tied out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him, at which time we'll carry the device to the bra and crown thee for a finder of mad men. But see!
More matter for a May morning.
Here's the challenge. Read it. I warrant there's vinegar and pepper in't.
Is't so saucy.
Aye, is't I warrant him. Do but read.
Give it me. Youth, whatever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to see the lady Olivia, and in thy sight she uses thee kindly. But thou liest in thy throat, that is not the reason I challenge thee for.
Very brief and to exceeding good sense. Less.
Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls, may he have mercy on mine. But my hope is better. And so look to thyself, thou friend as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Aguchi. If this move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it to him.
You may have very good occasion for it. He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will find I depart.
Go, Sir Andrew. Scout me forward at the corner of the orchard. So soon as I seize him, draw. And as I draw, swear horribly. For it comes to pass off that a terrible oath with a swaggering action, sharply twanged off, gives manhood more approbation than ever proof itself would have earned him. Away!
Nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now will not I deliver this letter, For the behaviour of the young gentleman gives him out to be of good capacity in breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirmed no less. Therefore, this letter being so excellently ignorant will breed no terror in the youth. He will find it comes from a clodpole. But, ma'am, I will deliver his indignation by word of mouth, set upon a cheek a notable report of valour, and drive the gentleman on, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will frighten them both, and they will kill one another by the look, like cockatrices.
Here he is with your niece. Give them way till we take leave, and presently after him.
I will meditate a while upon some horrid messenger's language.
I have said too much into a heart of stone, and laid mine honour to unchariot. Yet there is something in me that reproves my fault. Such a headstrong, potent fault it is, it but mocks reproof.
With the same behaviour that your passion bears goes on my master's griefs.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. Oh, refuse it not. It hath no tongue to vex you. And I beseech you, come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny? That honour saved me upon asking give?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How may I give him that which I have given to you?
I will acquit you.
Fare thee well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
God save thee, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
For the nature of the wrongs that thou hast done him I know not, but thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as a hunter, attends thee at the orchard's end. Be ye in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skilful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear of any image of offence done to any man.
You will find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard. For your opposite have him in what strength, skill, and wrath can furnish a man withal.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
Oh, he is a knight, dubbed with an unhatched rapier and uncarpy consideration. But he's a devil in a private brawl. Souls and bodies has he divorced 3, and his sentiment at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be but none, but by pangs of death and sepulchre.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men that put quarrel purposely on others to taste their valour. But like this is a man of that quirk.
Sir, no! His indignation drives itself out of a very compliment injury. Therefore on and give him his desire. Back you will not go into the house unless you take that up with me, with as much safety as you may answer him. Therefore on, for meddle you must, that's certain.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office as to know of the knight what my offence to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Signora Fabiana, stay by this gentleman till I return.
Pray you, ma'am, do you know of this matter?
I know that the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing of the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
He is indeed, sir, the most skilful, bloody, and fatal opposite you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I'll make your peace with him if I can.
I shall be much bound to you for it. I am one that would much rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not to know so much of my mettle.
Why, man, he's a very devil. I've not seen such a farrago. I'd have passed with him, rapier, scabbard and all, and he gives me the smacking with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And for your answer, he plays you as surely shall feet hit the ground they step on. They say he's been offensive to the Shire of Persia.
Hoxont, I'll not meddle with him.
But he will not be pacified. Fafin can scarce hold him yonder.
cunning a man in fence, I'll be damned ere I challenged him. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse, Grey Capulet.
I'll make the motion. Stand here and make a good show. This will end without the perdition of soul. Marry, I may ride your horse as well as I ride you. Psst! I'm his horse to take up the quarrel. I'm persuading him the youth's a devil.
He's as horribly conceited of him, and pants and looks pale as if a bear around his
Yes! There's no remedy. He will fight you for his own sake. Marry, he hath better bethought of his quarrel, and now finds it scarce worth thinking of. Therefore draw, for the supportance of his vow. He protests he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of a man.
Give ground if you seem furious.
Come, Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. The youth will, for his honour's sake, have one barrack. He cannot by the duello avoid it. But he has promised me, as he is a soldier and a gentleman, he will not hurt you. Come on. Do it.
Pray God keep his oath.
I do assure you, 'tis against my will.
Come on, Sir Andrew. Sir Andrew!
Put up your sword! If this young gentleman has done offence, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I for him did fight.
Why, sir, what I?
One, sir. The for his love dares yet do more than you have heard him brag to you he will.
And then, if you be an undertaker, I'm for you. I'll be with you, anon.
Pray you, sir, put your swords up, if you please.
Marry will I, sir, and for that I promised you I would be as good as my word. He will bear you easily and reigns well.
This is the man. Do thy office.
Antonio, I arrest here the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favour well, though now you have no sea cap on your head. Take him away. He knows I know him well.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy. I shall answer it. What will you do now? My necessity makes me to ask you for my purse. It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? For the fair kindness you have shown me here, and to part being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and low ability I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present with you. Hold, there's half my copper.
Will you deny me now? Is it possible that my deserts you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with those kindnesses that I have done for you.
I know of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling, drunkenness, or any taint of vice whose strong corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves!
Come, sir.
I pray you go.
Let me speak of it. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise most honourable worth, did I devotion.
What's that to us? The time goes by. Away!
But oh, how far the and good features shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. Mind can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue's beauty, but the beauteous evil like empty trunks are flourished by the devil.
Man goes mad, away with him!
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passion fly, that he believes himself. So do not I? Prove true, imagination, oh, prove true, that I, dear brother, be now ta'en for you.
Come hither, knight. Come hither, Fabian. Whisper over a couplet or two most sage sort.
He named Sebastian, I, my brother, know yet living in my glass. Even such and so in favour was my brother, and he went still in this colour, fashion, ornament, for him I imitate. Oh, if it prove tempests are kind and salt waves fresh in love.
A very dishonest poultry boy, and more a coward than a head. His dishonesty appears here in leaving his friend in necessity and denying him. And as for his cowardship, ask Fabian.
A coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
Slid, I'll after him again and beat him like a rogue.
Do cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword. And I do not do thee.
Come, let's see you then.
I dare lay any money, 'twill be nothing yet.
Sent for you.
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear of thee.
Well held out, if faith. No, I do not know you, nor am I not bid come to you speak by my lady, nor is your name not Master Cesario, nor this is not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest not me.
Vent my folly. Ha! He hath heard that word of some great man and applies it to a fool. Vent my folly! I prithee, gentle sir, ungird thy strangeness and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There's money for thee. If thou tarry longer, I will give thee worse payments.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand. These wise men that give fools money do themselves get a good report after 14 years' purchase. Now, sir, have I met you again? Well, there's for you.
Why, there's for thee. What's that? There. Are all the people mad?
Come, sir, I'll throw your cane over the house.
This will I tell my lady straight. I would not be in your shoes for tuppence.
Come, sir, hold.
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him. I'll have an action of battery against him. There'd be any law in Illyria, though I struck him first. There's no matter for that.
Let go thy hand.
Come, sir, I will not let you go. Come, my young soldier, you are well fleshed. Come on.
I must be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay then. I must have an ounce or two of this malapert blood from you.
Ungracious wretch, fit for the mountains in the barbarous caves where manners never were preached. Out of my sight. Be not offended, dear Cesario. Roseby, be good. I prithee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom not thy passion sway in this uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me to my house. And hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up. Thou there thou mayst smile at this. Thou
flashes in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. Let fancy still my sense and leave thee steep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee, without be ruled by me.
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so, and so be.
Nay, I prithee, put on this gown and this beard, and make him believe thou art Sir Topaz, the curate. Do it quickly. I'll call Sir Toby the whilst.
I will put it on, and I will dissemble myself in't. Though I would I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown. Ah, the competitors enter. Honest, dearest Maria, for as the old hermit of Prague that never saw pen and ink, very wittily said to her niece of King Corbaduck, that us. So I, being master parson, am master parson, for what is that but that, and us but is?
Hold to him, Sir Topaz.
What I say, peace in this prison.
Who calls there?
Sir Topaz, the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio, the lunatic.
Sir Topaz, good Sir Topaz, go to my lady.
Outside the bullet, fiend, thou makest thou this man? Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Well said, Master Parson.
Sir Topaz never was a man thus wronged. Good Sir Topaz, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
By thou dishonest Satan! I call thee that by the most modest terms, for I am one of those gentle ones who may use the devil himself with courtesy. Sayest thou this house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topaz.
Why, it hath bay windows as transparent as barricadoes, and the clerestories towards the south north are as lustrous as ebony, and yet complainest thou of obstruction.
I am not mad, Sir Topaz. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I say there is no darkness but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there never was a man thus abused. I am no more mad than you are. Make the trial in any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
That the soul of our granddam might haply inhabit a bird.
And what thinkest thou of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and no way approve his opinion.
Fare thee well, remain thou still in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras ere I will allow thy wits, and fear to kill a woodcock lest thou dispossess the soul of thy granddam. Fare thee well.
Sir Topaz!
Most exquisite, Sir Topaz.
Nay, I am for all waters.
Oh, thou mightest have done this without thy beard and gown. He sees thee not.
To him in thy own voice, and bring us how thy finds him. I would we were rid of this knavery. If he be conveniently delivered, I would he were. For I am now so far in offence with my niece that I cannot with any safety pursue this sport to the upshot. Come by and by to our chamber.
They say that priests, when defrocked, do it. Stewards, when the legs are yellow-socked, do it.
Oh!
Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
Fool!
Young men in blazers should all do it.
Fool, I say!
Naughty ladies, when we come to court, do it. Who calls her?
Good fool as ever thou wilt deserve well at my hand. Help me to a candle and pen, ink and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you beside your fine wits?
Fool, there never was a man so notoriously abused. I'm as well my wits fool as thou.
Ha, and now mad indeed if thou be no better in thy wits than a fool.
They have profited me. Keep me in darkness, send ministers to me. Asses! And do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise what you say, sir. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, thy wits the heavens restore. Endeavour thyself to sleep and leave thy vain bibble babble.
To Topaz.
Maintain no words with him, good fellow. Oh, I, sir, not I, sir, God buy you, good Sir Topaz. Marry, sir, amen. I will, sir, I will.
Fool, I say.
Alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir? I am sent for speaking to you.
Good fool, help me to some light and some paper. I tell you, I'm as well at my wits as any man in Illyria.
Well, a day that you work, sir.
By this hand I am. Good fool, some ink, paper, and light, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
I will help you to it. But tell me true, are you not mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not to tell thee true.
Nay, I'll never leave a madman till I see his brains. I will fetch you light and paper and ink.
Fool, I will requite it in the highest degree. I prithee be gone.
I'll see you again, whenever spring breaks through again. Adieu, good man, devil.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it. And though it is wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephant, yet there he was, and there did I find this credit, that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel now might do me golden service. So though my soul disputes well with my sense, that this be some error, but no madness, yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes, and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust, but that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. Yet if it were so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, give and take back affairs in their dispatch, with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing as I do perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable, yet here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine, if you mean well. Now go with me, and with this holy man, into the chantry by. There, before him, and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most too jealous and doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it, and whiles you are willing, it shall come to note what time we will keep our celebration according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and heaven so shine, that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Now, as thou lovest me, let me see his letter.
Good Mistress Fabienne, grant me another request.
Anything.
Do not desire to see this letter.
This is to give a dog, and in recompense desire my dog again.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
I, sir, wear some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary, the better for thy friends.
No, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
Marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly I am an ass, so that by my foes I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends I am abused. Thus, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Why, this is excellent.
By my troth, sir, no, though it please you to be one of my friends.
Thou shalt not be the worse for me. There's gold. If you tell your lady I am here to speak with her, and bring her along with you, it may awake my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty till I come again. I go, sir. But I would not have you think that my desire of having is the sin of covetousness. But as you say so, let your bounty take a nap. I will awaken it anon.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well. Yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. What's the matter?
Orsino, this is the Antonio that took the Phoenix, and her freight from Candy.
And this is he that did the tiger ball, when your young nephew, Titus, lost his life. Here, in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in private brawl did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas, but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou salt water thief, what foolish boldness hast brought thee to their mercies, whom thou in terms so bloody and so dear hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on base and ground enough Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither. That most ungrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas enraged and foamy mouthed did I redeem. A rat past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did there to add my love without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake did I expose myself, pure for his love, into the dangers of this adverse town. Drew to defend him when he was beset, where being apprehended, his false cunning, not meaning to partake with me in any danger, taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing while one would wink. Denied me mine own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord. And for 3 months before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy. Both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended upon me. But more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario? Good, my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and falls into mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel.
Still so constant, lord.
To what? To perverseness? You uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul the faithfulest offerings have breathed out, that ere devotion tendered, what shall I do?
Even what it please, my lord, that shall become him.
Why should I not? Had I the heart to do it? Why did the Egyptian thief at point of death kill what I loved? A savage jealousy that sometimes savors nobly. But hear me this, since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and since I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favor, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still, but this your minion, whom I know you love, whom by heaven I swear I tender dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love, despite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I, most jocund actor willingly, to do you rest 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love, more than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all mores than e'er I shall love wife. If I do feign you witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I may detest it. How I'm beguiled.
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Has it been so long? Hast thou forgot thyself? Call forth the Holy Father!
Come, away!
Whither, my lord? Cesario, husband! Stay!
Husband?
Aye, husband. Can he that deny?
Her husband, Sirrah?
No, my lord,
lately we intended to keep in darkness, what occasion now reveals before 'tis ripe. What thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by the mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by the interchangement of your rings, and all the ceremony of this compact sealed in my function by my testimony. Since when, my watch hath told me, toward my grave I have travelled but 2 hours.
O thou dissembling cub, what wilt thou be when time hath sowed a grizzle on my case? Or will not else thy craft so quickly grow that thine own trip shall be thine overthrow? Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet, where thou and I may henceforth never meet.
My lord, I do protest. Oh, do not swear. Thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby.
What's the matter?
He's broke my head across, and he's given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help! I had rather than £40 I were at home.
Who hath done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman, Cesario?
Oh, lightning! Here he is! You broke my head for nothing. Not that I did. I was set on to do it by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespake you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb.
Here comes Sir Toby Halding.
You shall hear more. If he had not been in drink, he would have tickled you other gates than he did.
How now, gentlemen, how is it with you?
That's all. He's hurt me and there's an end on't. Sods, have you seen Dick's surgeon, Sods?
Oh, he's drunk, Sir Toby, an hour gone. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
Then he's a rogue, and a passing measure's paid, and I hate a drunken rogue.
Away with him. Who hath made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby. We shall be dressed together.
Will you help? An asset, a coxcomb, a knave, a thin-faced knave, a god, oh!
Get into bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam, I have hurt your kinsman. But had it been the brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Oh, pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and 2 persons. A natural perspective that is and is not.
Antonio? Oh, my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost thee?
Sebastian! Are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in 2 is not more twin than these 2 creatures. Which is Sebastian?
Do I stand there? I never had a brother. Nor can there be that deity in my nature appearing everywhere. I had a sister whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman, what name, what parentage?
Of Messaline, Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother too. So went he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
The spirit I am indeed, but am in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were your woman as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek, and cry thrice welcome, drowned violet.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Nor that record is lively in my soul. He finished yet indeed his mortal act that day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing lets to make us happy both, but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me, till each circumstance of place, time, fortune do cohere and jump that I am Viola. Which, to confirm, I'll bring you to a been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook, but nature to her bias drew in that. You would have been contracted to a maid, nor are you therein by my life deceived. You are betrothed both to a maid and a man.
Be not amazed, right noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true. I should have share in this most happy rack. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times, thou shouldst never love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and all those swearings keep as true in soul as doth that orbed continent the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand, and let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain that to bring me first on shore hath my maid's garments. She, upon some action, is now endurant at Malvolio's suit, a gentleman and follower of my lady's.
He shall discharge her. Fetch Malvolio hither, and yet, alas, now I remember me. They say, poor gentleman, he is much distract. A most distracting frenzy of mine own, my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, Sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at this day's end as well as any man in his case may do. He's here at a letter to you. I should have given it to you this morning, but as a madman's epistles are no gospel, so it skills not much when they are delivered.
Open it and read it.
Look then to be well edified when the fool delivers the madman. By the Lord, madam, you wrong me!
How now art thou mad?
Why, no, sir. I do but read matters. And your ladyship will have it as it ought to be. You must allow vox.
Read it to thy right wits.
So I do, Madonna. But to read his right wits is to read thus. Therefore, repent, my princess, and give ear.
Read it you, Sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not, but to do myself much right, or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty little unthought of, and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savours not much of distraction.
See him delivered. Call him hither, Fabienne. My lord, so please you these things that prefer the thought on to think of me as well a sister as a wife. One day we shall crown the alliance of it, here at my house, and at my proper cost.
Madam, I most apt embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for the service done him, so much against the metal of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this day be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, the same.
Madam, you have done me wrong, notorious wrong.
Oh, have I, Malvolio? No.
Nay, you have. Pray that you peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Write from it if you can, in hand or phrase, or say it is not your skill nor your invention. You can say none of this. Well, grant it then, and tell me in the modesty of honor why you have given me such clear lights of favor. Bade me come smiling and cross-gartered to you, to put on yellow stockings and to frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people. And acting this in an obedient hope why you have suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious Geckengall that e'er invention played on. Tell me why.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess, much like its character. But out of the question, 'tis Maria's hand. And now I do bethink me, it was she who first told me thou wast mad, and then cast in smiling in such form enclosed in the letter. Prithee, be content, Malvolio. This practice has most shrewdly passed upon thee. But when we know both the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak. And let no quarrel, nor no brawl to come, taint the condition of this present hour, which I have wondered at. In hope it shall not. Most freely I confess, myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here, upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Maria writ the letter, at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How, with a sportful malice it was followed, may rather pluck on laughter than revenge. If that the injuries be justly weighed that have on both sides passed.
Poor fool, how they have baffled thee.
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one a Sir Topaz, sir, and that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. But do you remember? Madam, why laugh you at such a barren rascal, and smile you not, he's gagged? And thus, the whirligig of time brings in its revenges. I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you.
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known, and golden time convents, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we shall not part from hence. Cesaria, come, for so you shall be while you are a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress, and his fancy's queen,
when that I was and a little tiny boy, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy. For the rain it raineth every day, for the rain it raineth every day, for the rain it raineth every day. I was and a little tiny boy. A foolish thing was but a toy. For the rain it raineth every day. For the rain it raineth every day. For the rain it raineth every day. But when I came to man to stay, came snakes and thieves men shut their gates. For the rain it raineth every day. For the rain it raineth every day. For the rain it raineth every day. But when I came alas to wife, with hey-ho, the wind, the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive. For the rain it raineth every day. For the rain it raineth every day. With hey-ho, the wind and the rain, that's all what a place Come away, death, and in sad cypress let me be laid. Fly away, breath, I am slain by a fair cruel maid. My shroud of white stuck all with you, oh prepare it, my part of death no one so true did shed it. Not a flower sweet, on my black coffin let there be strewn. Not a friend grieve my poor corpse where my bones shall be thrown. A thousand sighs to say, lay me off where sad true love